Hey guys, what's up? We're going to be doing the tutorial for the base build that was in my base breakdown video where I talked about things that are incorporated within this build. If you're not interested in the walkthrough of the base before we get to the tutorial, you can skip to 1 minute 20 seconds. Otherwise, I'll be going over the features that are in this base if you haven't seen it before. So the layout for this base is relatively simple, and then a layer of honeycomb on the outside of this main floor plan that we're about to lay down. These triangles right here depend on the side that you want your entrance to the bunker to be, and 2 of them will be raised like that, and then the other side, your TC will go in the middle. I recommend putting high quality metal around your TC and on the floors above it, which we'll be going over as we get to the 2nd and 3rd floor. You'll know what I mean by that. And then in front of it, you can put a window or a door frame. I would only put a door frame if you have armored single doors. Otherwise, I would stick to a window with embrasures and the glass reinforced window on it, just for a little added protection. And then for this base, I would put some high quality walls like this around the outside of it as well, just for some extra super hardcore honeycomb around your TC, as this base, the main point of it is to protect the TC at all costs. After that, you'll pretty much be putting walls all the way around the exterior of this main floor plan, and then you'll see I put down some more honeycomb along the way, and then we'll do a flyover after we get the main exterior walls down for the 1st floor. So for the entrance to our bunker, we're going to put a half-height wall, and then also keep in mind anything I place and destroy in this video is twig. So the bottom half will be destroyed, and then windows will go here for our bunkers, which will drop down and build later on. So the way this works is right there, you put a half-height wall, make sure it's wooden and face the soft side in, and then you put a triangle right there and upgrade it to sheet or high quality. Depending on how much high quality you have, I would recommend trying to upgrade as much of the bottom to high quality as you can, and that includes the half wall above it right there, and then make sure the one below it is wood and the soft side is facing where we are located right now. You can place a tier 3 here if you want to for some added protection on your TC, and if you place it in the correct spot, they will not be able to shoot out the TC or even see that there's a TC in there. This is a pretty good spot to put the tier 3 because it makes, especially if you have a doorway right there, it makes it very hard to tell that there's anything behind it. For the second floor, we will mostly be walling off everything yet again on this basic foundation before adding honeycomb to the outer layer of it. And then we will be adding some internal honeycombing as well, with furnaces and or workbenches on the inside of it that are accessible from inside your base but act as honeycomb if anyone is rocketing or C4ing inside of your base, making it some extra storage space and honeycomb at the same time, as you'll see right here. You could place an armored double door here for a distraction point for raiders, making them think that there's something important behind there, or you can just leave it as a garage door. We will continue the airlock over here, which is the second floor access has two different ways that you could do it. One is you have an extra door of protection from your roof to the second floor, or you have an extra layer of protection to the bunkered aspect down below. So I'll show one way right now, and then later on when we start working on the entrance to the bunker downstairs, you will see the secondary option, which I prefer. These two squares right here would be a good place to have shotgun traps facing every direction. There are many ways that you can angle these. This is the most basic way that you could fit a ton of them in there so that it's difficult to destroy them all at once. Or you can kind of be strategic about it and have them point towards different doors and locations that raiders could be coming in. If I were to place this many shotgun traps down, I would put these three like that, and then I would have two facing the other places behind and to the side like this. Down here will be one of our loot rooms, which is mirrored on the opposite square of this one, and we will just be doing it as normal. This is Evil Worst's drop down loot room design, and there is a little trick that you can add to make the shotgun traps stick up above the quarter wall so that they will hit 100% of the time, which is placing 5 rugs, and you'll see they get closer to us, meaning they've elevated. Any after that, I've noticed, doesn't go any higher, so 5 is the limit. And then you can place your shotgun trap down on top of it, get rid of the rugs, and place your boxes to the side of it. And you'll see if we break this box that the shotgun trap is elevated. So this is what you should do on any shotgun trapped quarter floor loot room, so that the shotgun trap hits 100% of its shots. Otherwise it will miss a few of them. I don't know what the reason is for that. I think it kind of like the blast of the bullets is random out of it, since it is a shotgun, you know what I mean? So this ensures that it will always shoot through the crack. You do not necessarily need to use ladders. You could also use a mailbox or a furnace right there. So it is not like necessary to have a BP for that, but ladders are the easiest way to get up and down. The mailbox is the second easiest, and the furnace is the third, just because you have a chance of getting stuck with a furnace. So keep that in mind, that you will need ladders for the easiest option to get down in there, but the boxes are also accessible from the inside of the bunker. Keep in mind the triangles above the doorway you can use for extra storage space. You can place auto turrets there, and you could also put down a repair bench with 3 boxes underneath it, or you could put a large box with a small box behind it for some hidden loot and leave the front box unlocked and lock the box behind it, and then you have hidden loot. Or you could have the auto turrets there, which I would recommend either doing the auto turrets or the hidden loot, or throwing the repair bench up there. But there are other things you could place up there besides that. So keeping that in mind, if you are going to place a small box behind a large box, the large box in front of the small box on these elevated triangle half floors would be the only thing in this entire base that is not code locked. So you want to make sure you code lock all your lockers, all your doors, and all your boxes in this base, even if I have not placed them myself, just because I don't have the plugin that auto places them for me. It would require a lot of time wasted placing those down. I know people complain about that once in a while. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, if you're going to do the hidden loot behind a large box on a half height floor, make sure you do not code lock the front box. Otherwise, you code lock everything else in the base. You can place sleeping bags down inside the bunker, which you will be required to break this floor, which you'll place like this, upgrade it to wood, make sure the soft side's facing in, and then you upgrade the outside to sheet metal or high quality, whichever you have chosen to use. And then you'll just kill yourself, spawn in the sleeping bag, and break the half height floor to open up the bunker. So I will show you the other way to have your doors placed right here for the second story, or sorry, for the third story access, while also adding another doorway down to the bunker, making the bunker aspect stronger door wise. So it's up to you which one you want. It doesn't matter really either way, because most of the time people are going to come through the roof, just straight down on a huge base like this, or straight from the side. So I mean, if they do come straight from the side, this does add a little bit of extra protection depending on what side they come through, and you also get an extra box of storage either way. And then we're going to move on to the honeycombing outside, and I'm just going to speed it up because it's just basic honeycombing. Wherever I can put a triangle, I put a triangle, and wherever there needs to be a square, I put a square, limiting squares and increasing triangles. I would recommend placing a flame turret or auto turret underneath the stairs. If you place a flame turret, put it to the left. If you have an auto turret, put it to the right side of the stairs. The flame turret would probably be the most powerful at keeping people out of your base from the airlock, as it will be pretty much impossible to shoot out without explosive ammo or a rocket, meaning that they have to destroy it. They can't get by it, you know what I mean? Just wasting some more of their raid materials by pushing that flame turret all the way to the left, which you can see at the beginning of the video where I did the walkthrough of the base. Something I like to do if I don't have a lot of armored doors or enough gears to make all armored doors is I will hide the armored door on the inside of the airlock and have the sheet metal on the outside, so that it kind of makes raiders think that they will have to bring less materials than they actually do, wasting more time in the process. We will just finish the honeycomb on the outside of the base, and then we'll move up to the shooting floor. The first thing we will be doing with the shooting floor is protecting the TC even more than we already have from the roof side. You can also upgrade the honeycomb to sheet metal as well to add some more protection from that side. But if you're going to do that, I would want to add another layer of stone on the outside of it just for distraction purposes and misleading of information. Otherwise, I would just add some honeycomb from the roof like this, because on a large base like this, you could place high stone walls closer to the base if you don't plan on expanding it any farther from the sides, and add some protection like that. Otherwise, you would just upgrade the stone to sheet metal and then put another layer of stone honeycomb on the outside to add more protection from the sides of the base. But the reason I didn't do that on this one in particular was because if anyone does come through here, they're going to probably come through the roof or through the doors, not necessarily the side of the base. And if they do, you should most likely have some high external stone walls placed. Otherwise, you can just upgrade the stone to sheet metal. But by the time you do that in a group of like 4 or 5, it's probably going to be more so towards the end of the wipe, and you won't have time to add an extra layer of stone honeycomb, which is probably going to be around 30 to 40,000 stone to add another layer on this base in particular. So do keep that in mind, that I have more protection for the roof on this base than I do from the side of the base. One way to combat this issue is by changing the full walls to half walls around the TC and upgrading them to high quality metal, and then in between the full wall, or in between the triangle or whatever, put a half height triangle in there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know, just change it all to half walls and then put as many half height floors as you can along the side of your TC from the outside, so that it makes it a lot more difficult for people to get in from the side without changing the dimensions of the base. You can put the doors in here however you would like, but I choose to use sheet metal doors around the exterior, and also leave the stone where it is so that anybody looking in from the outside sees stone and not sheet metal, so that they are again with the misled information, misleading them thinking that it's just mostly a stone base. There's probably not much sheet metal in there, you know what I mean? So we're placing the sheet metal doors also so that if you are shooting from your shooting floor, you can close the door quickly, because garage doors close pretty slowly and armor doors are expensive. So that's why I chose to use sheet metal doors. You can copy the layout of the doors that I use here. The path that I chose is just accessible while all the doors are open, so keep that in mind. And I also upgrade all of my door frames to sheet metal just so they don't pop out through the roof, and also so that if you are taking heli, they don't get destroyed. And even if the walls are destroyed, the roof and the floors will be fine because of all the doorways that we have. After we throw down some window frames, that'll pretty much be the entirety of the base build. I just want to shout out all my viewers and subscribers real quick for supporting me along the way to 1 million views, which we're about to hit in a couple of days after this video. That is crazy. Thank you guys so much for helping me get this far in my YouTube journey. I hope for more things to come in the future, such as a second channel I'll be starting, in hopefully this year sometime around the summer. And if you join my Discord, the link is in the description. I'll be posting updates on that when the time comes. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.